Hey friends, it's Shereé, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a little catch up as well as sharing with you information about 3 easy patterns that I totally failed at. But first, if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you are a returning person, thank you so much for your continued support. All right, let's get into it. Friends, my sister got married last weekend and I wanted to make my dress for the wedding. I thought that I would pick something very easy to make because I've been sewing a lot of complicated things lately and the wedding was quickly approaching and I wanted to make sure that I didn't stress myself out by making something super complicated. So I scoured Instagram looking for the perfect easy dress that I could wear more than just on the occasion of my sister's wedding. And I landed on the Sicily slip dress, which is by Mason Patterns, and it's Sewing Patterns by Mason. But anyway, this is what it looks like. And there is a short length version with a cowl neck, and then there is a long version with spaghetti straps and a cowl neck. And I thought that this would be perfect, and my goal was to make view A, which is the spaghetti strap. However, when I printed the pattern, somehow I accidentally printed the wrong pattern. When you download this as a PDF, view B and view C are actually 2 different files. So they're not like layered, you're not altering a pattern in order to make it short or long. It's actually 2 separate patterns. So I accidentally printed view B, and there was quite a bit of pages that I taped together for this pattern. And by the time I realized I printed the wrong view, I had completely finished taping the whole pattern. Pressed for time, there was no way that I could pull myself together enough to print the view that I actually wanted, which was view A, and tape it all together, then cut it, and then sew it. So I made the executive decision to go ahead and sew up view B. What I decided to do though was add 9 inches to the length of view B so that I can have a long dress, which is what I was going for. Now this shoulder here with the cowl neck is not a look that I was wanting to make, and the reason why is because I find that with dresses like this, they never fit my bust well, and I also looked like it was going to come a little bit too high up on my collarbone, which is not what I wanted. I wanted the cowl neck to be across my bust. So going into it, I already had a feeling that something might be amiss, but I was looking at so many beautiful versions on Instagram, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. So the first thing that I did was select my pattern size, and I went with the size that most closely resembled my measurements, and then I had to grade between sizes to accommodate my waist and my bust. In doing so, I made the dress. The construction itself was very easy. I enjoyed making the dress, put it all together, and friends, it didn't fit. My worst fear for this dress actually happened, and it was too tight around my bust, massively tight. Like, it was extremely tight to the point where I could barely move, and this is a sleeveless dress. So for me not to be able to do this comfortably and it be sleeveless was just mind-boggling, especially since I took the extra time to make adjustments to the pattern to hopefully fit my bust better. And in addition to it not fitting very well in the bust, the lining piece that folds down into the dress cut in the middle of my boobs. It didn't go under my boobs, which is where it should have been. So it was a complete and total fail, all because the fit was off. I will insert pictures of what this dress looked like on me when I was sewing and testing it out. And if you are like me, when you are trying on your garments and documenting alterations and things of that nature, you don't always put yourself together, okay? So you'll be able to see in this picture that my hair isn't done and probably my sewing room is a mess. I actually don't remember what the pictures look like, but I was really bummed out about this because the fabric was gorgeous. It is a beautiful bridal satin that I actually got from fabricstore.com before they closed. And I had only purchased 2 yards or 2.5 yards of this fabric with the idea of making a ton of scrunchies and selling them. However, I saved it because it was such a beautiful fabric. I didn't want to use it in that way. I was like, I could make a gorgeous slip dress out of this someday. And that was always the original plan once I actually received and touched the fabric. So to have wasted it on a dress that did not fit really hurt my heart, okay? So what I did is, and you can see here on my mannequin, is I cut the top bodice off of the dress and I serged the bottom. She's now gonna be a crop top for my mannequin, so she's not naked in my classroom, okay? So that's what I did, and I turned the bottom half of the skirt into a satin skirt. So I added elastic, folded down a hem at the top, inserted the elastic, closed it up, and now it is just a simple slip skirt. And I will get a lot of wear out of this slip skirt. It is not the original idea or plan, and actually I'm going to insert an inspo photo on the screen so that you can see how I had planned to wear and style this dress after the wedding, which would be basically to pair it with a really cool edgy leather jacket and either some leather boots or heels or even sneakers. I just wanted to play around with it in order to, you know, wear it with different things. I even was going to layer it with turtlenecks and all of this stuff. Well, that, my friends, has failed. So I was really bummed about that. And once again, my sister's wedding was in a week at this point and I had no dress. So back to the drawing board. This didn't work for me. I'm still considering trying to make view A, but I will have to do a full bust adjustment and I'll probably test it out on something that I don't love in order to not waste my precious fabric. So, but do you see how gorgeous this fabric is? It's so pretty. Let me show you the skirt actually before I move on to what was my second attempt at a special occasion dress. This is the gorgeous skirt, and as you can see, it's just such a beautiful, beautiful skirt. And it is bias cut, so it has a gorgeous drape on it. But this is now what I have from that dress. And while it is really sad that I'm not going to be able to wear the dress how I intended, I will get a lot of wear out of the skirt, and because it is crepe back satin, it will actually be a little bit more warm than a regular satin that doesn't have that nice thick crepe on the back. So there you have it, friends. That was my first fail. Is it a good pattern? Yes. Was it easy to put together? Yes. Were the instructions clear? Yes. Did it fit me? No. So if I didn't have a big bust, it would have been a lovely, lovely dress to wear. However, it did not fit my bust, and there's just no way of getting around that. So again, whenever I find a company that does bust cup sizes, I definitely gravitate towards those patterns because there is less fit adjustments that I have to make in the garment, and I'd really love to make a slip dress that comes with cup sizes. So if you know of one, please do put it in the comment section below and maybe I'll give it a try. Okay, let's talk about the next dress that I made in an attempt to make my own dress for my sister's wedding. And that is a simplicity pattern. It is the Mimi G pattern S9701. This is what it looks like. Now, many of you may remember when I purchased this pattern how excited I was to buy it, and I was on the fence about whether or not I'd actually sew it. I just really loved the way it looked. And I was concerned about the fact that she is curvy and I am not curvy, and whether or not a dress like this would complement my shape. I did have a couple of people in the comments let me know that they had seen versions on women who had body types like my own where they were not very hippie or did not have a big bum. And so I thought, well, if they had a good experience, maybe I will too. So following the measurements on the back of the pattern, I started with a size 16 when I made the dress. One thing that I didn't realize is that until after I cut the pattern out, is that the pattern pieces themselves have hips drawn into them. So in my mind, when I looked at this, I wasn't sure if that was the case or if it's just the way Mimi fills out the dress, right? She has gorgeous curves. She looks amazing in this dress. And I wasn't sure if it was just the way the dress laid on her body or if the curves and the hip shape was actually put into the pattern pieces. And friends, it is. So if you are a curvy person and you are looking for a dress that will lay on your curves so nicely, this is probably a really good, easy pattern for you. For my friends who don't have hips, you have to remove the extra inches on the pattern to accommodate your measurements. So making a straight 16 out of this did not work for me for a couple of reasons. One being that I had 3 inches on either side of my hips of fabric that I had to cut off. So that was the first issue. It definitely had like wings on the sides of my body where hips should be, and so it was ill-fitting in the hips. The other thing is I made the size 16 based off of my bust and my waist measurement, but it actually had made the square neck top portion come out much further on the body than what is intended to be. So as you can see on her version, the square is like, here, sorry about that. Okay, so the square is not close to her shoulder, right? It's actually nicely placed. And for me, my square neckline was way over here because I am petite framed up here. Now in some simplicity patterns, I automatically know that I'm going to have to adjust and just, you know, cut out a smaller size, do a full bust adjustment. And then on others, I haven't had to do that. I could just make the size and then maybe take in the inches on the sides of the garment and it'll fit me fine. But in this case, the size 16 was the square neck was much wider on me than it is on Mimi and on the picture. So I was like, okay, well, that's fine. I'll just be selective about which bra I choose to wear with the dress. But when I put the dress on, it was enormous all over. I used a beautiful designer dead stock fabric that I purchased from Stone Mountain & Daughter a couple of years ago. I love this fabric. I've been hoarding it. I've been saving it for a special occasion. And so I thought this was the special occasion. And granted, I should have made a test run first. I did not have time because the wedding at this point was in 4 or 5 days. And so I had to get this dress done. And obviously I worked that week, so I had to sew in the evening. I didn't have time to do a test garment. I just had to go right in and just hope and pray that it would turn out. So it didn't. It was too big in the neck area. The square neck was much too large. So I ended up having to take in the dress in the arms, in the body, and even after taking it in to what I felt was in a comfortable amount and completely taking off the hip shape of the pattern, it still looked kind of big and kind of frumpy. I'll insert pictures. Again, you guys know I sew at night. I looked a hot mess in these pictures. But it definitely looks like something I would maybe wear for work or something I would maybe wear to church. It is not sexy. It is basic. Aside from the fabric just being really pretty, there's nothing special about this dress. It is a good everyday dress though. And it is something that, you know, the fabric itself, I would say I would save it for a special occasion, wear it for a special occasion if it wasn't in this dress. But since the dress is so casual looking, I'm gonna wear it to work and not worry about my childcare children getting boogers and whatnot on me, because otherwise I'll never wear this dress if I don't wear it for an everyday occasion. So it's either gonna be worn to church or it's going to be worn for work. And this is what it looks like. And as you can see, it also might have something to do with the type of knit fabric that I have. It kind of droops here in the front. When it's on the body, it doesn't do it, but when it's on the hanger, it kind of droops. And I did secure the lining, and for this version, I actually did, instead of just doing the bodice lined, I actually brought it down to cover my bum. So the lining is quite long on this. And I did that to give me a little bit of extra coverage just in case you could see my belly or whatever, because I don't typically wear bodycon dresses. I was concerned about that. So as you can see, there's like a little mini dress on the inside of the dress, like a slip, in order to make things lay smoothly. It turned out I didn't need that because this dress was just way too big for me. So really beautiful fabric that will be worn for everyday wear. I can also layer this guy with a sweater and wear it more like a long skirt. I don't know. Right now I'm just a little hurt by it, so I probably won't wear it for a while. I'm just gonna set it off to the side. Now let's talk about the pattern itself. The pattern is very, very easy. If you are a curvy person who wants a sexy, classy looking dress and you don't have a lot of time to sew, I highly recommend this pattern. If you are not a curvy person, there is some work that you'll need to do in order to make this fit you better. And it is a very quick and easy sew, and I definitely still love the way it looks on Mimi, and I have seen a couple of other versions people have made, and those look lovely as well. So I do know that this is probably a successful pattern for a lot of people. Will I sew it again? if I did, I would go down to a size 12, which sounds crazy to me because I've never sewn a size 12 in a simplicity pattern before. But because of how it fit on my body and the amount of inches that I had to take off of the sides of the dress and how large the square was on the inside or the neckline of the dress, I know personally for me, I'm gonna have to go down several sizes to make this pattern work for me. But I'm not gonna write it off because I do think it's really cute, and maybe it will look better also in a different type of knit fabric. I'm not sure, but I'm willing to give it another try in the future. So if you're looking for a beautiful bodycon dress that's quick and easy to put together, consider this one because it was easy, the instructions were clear, and again, it looks good on Mimi and other people I've seen on Instagram. Okay, let's talk about the final failed dress that I made for my sister's wedding. And when I made this dress, it was 2 days before the wedding. So talk about last minute. I mean, it was extremely last minute, and I almost didn't sew it. But I was talking to my girlfriends and they were like, you can do it, just give it a try. And I decided to go with McCall M8339, and that is this dress here. And I actually went for View C, which is the longer version. Initially, I had long sleeves on it, and I'll insert a picture at some point in this video so that you can see what it looked like with long sleeves. And I felt like it looked, and please don't take offense if you've made this dress and you fell in love with it, it looked too matronly on my body. I did not enjoy the fit of it. I didn't feel young and sexy, and I also felt like I had too much fabric on me. So I thought I'd go ahead and go back in and remove the sleeves on this guy. And for this dress, it is a grown-on sleeve, so your bodice piece is connected to your sleeve. And for that reason alone, I thought, oh, this is gonna be a really quick and easy, perfect dress for me to make as a last ditch effort to, you know, have a dress for my sister's wedding. But friends, it was not flattering on me. Was it an easy pattern to put together? Yes. Have I seen beautiful versions on other people in the sewing community, both on YouTube and Instagram? Absolutely yes, which is why I even purchased this pattern and wanted to give it a try. But sometimes it's hard to determine whether or not you just love the way something looks on someone else, or whether you love something enough because you think it's your personal style. I don't own anything like this in my closet. Not one dress in my closet looks like this. But for some reason, because I loved the way it looked on other people, I was like, oh yes, I want this dress pattern. And one day I'm gonna sew it. Well, it's not my style. We'll just say that. So this is the dress. It's gonna look a little crumpled because it was kind of shoved off into the corner of my closet. I was really upset when I put it away. But I used a really gorgeous athleisure knit fabric that I purchased from Joann. I'm gonna come in close so you can see what it looks like. It's really pretty, extremely stretchy, and it's black with a really pretty silver speckle all throughout. And I thought this is gonna be great with my silver heels and my silver teardrop earrings. But yeah, this is the dress, and it is a pretty dress, but it is a pretty dress for someone else, not for me. When I had it on, even after shortening the sleeves, I just felt like it was too matronly for me. And as a matter of fact, I showed my mom, and she said that it would be even too matronly for her. So I knew that I wasn't completely wrong in how it fit me. And again, like I said, I think it looks absolutely beautiful on other people that I've seen make it. But for me, for some reason, I just couldn't see myself wearing this to my sister's wedding. But it did turn out pretty. This detail in the front was fun to put together, and I thought it looked really nice. This was easy to put together. The only issue that I had was with the facing piece, because the facing piece wants to come out. I don't know if you can see that. It just wants to flip right on out. So when it's on, it's not really an issue, but when it's on the hanger, it definitely tries to flip out. And I was texting back and forth with Talisha like, girl, because I knew she had made this dress, how do we get this facing to act right? And her solution was to use like a hem tape or a, what is it called? miracle tape or whatever it's called, but it's to secure and tack something in the inside. So that's what she used. However, this fabric does not like to be ironed, so I didn't want to chance burning the fabric by using hem tape. But when I put it on the body, I found that it laid fine. I'll insert pictures of this dress. Again, this dress is fine, okay? There's nothing wrong with this dress. It was just not my style. Now, my husband thought that maybe I should cut the sleeves off and make it sleeveless. So I might revisit that idea and maybe just change it, tack it in, sew it up. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Another issue that I have is just the split and how long it is. I might just crop it off and make it a mini dress like view A. And then we'll see. I might just start there. Actually, I might start there. Just crop it, make it a mini dress, leave the sleeves and see how I like it. If I still don't like it, then maybe pay with the sleeves. I am very bummed that I used this fabric because, again, it was a special fabric in my stash that I was hoarding. And initially it was supposed to be workout leggings with a matching sports bra. And now it is a dress that I won't wear. So I feel really bad about that. So those are my 3 failed dresses. All 3 of the patterns were easy to put together. All 3 of the patterns look gorgeous on other people. They just didn't work for me. And I can't tell you how or why this happened, or I just feel pretty disappointed about it. So disappointed, in fact, that this week I sewed absolutely nothing. And friends, I sew every week. So to say that I sewed nothing this week is really saying something. I just kind of felt like in a funk that I had failed so miserably at 3 different dresses that should have been easy, should have been perfect. And so for 2, it was fit issues. On the 3rd dress, it was just not my style. So there you have it, friends. Those are my 3 failed dresses. What I ended up wearing to the wedding. So last minute, I ordered a Zara dress and it was like 24-hour shipping. I paid extra to make sure it made it in time to take on the wedding. I literally had to, like, as soon as I received it, throw it in the suitcase and go because there was no time to fuss about it, okay? So I ended up taking a iron with me and ironing it and wearing it to the wedding, and I'll insert pictures of what it looks like. This dress is totally my style. Am I bummed that I didn't make the dress? Yes, but friends, we can't make everything. And if you don't have a job and you can make everything, more power to you. But I had to give myself some grace, and I had to remind myself that before I sewed, I did purchase my garments and it was perfectly okay. So I love the way this dress looked on me. It was playful, it was fun, and even though it was more modest in that it covered my chest and it came up high on the neck, I still felt sexy and young, and it was just my style. So that is what I ended up wearing to the wedding, and it ended up working out perfectly. And later in the evening when it was cold, because the reception was outside and it was in a dirt area because it was a desert wedding, I threw on some sneakers with a jean jacket, and still I felt comfortable, confident, fine, and it was the right choice. So in the end, I did have something to wear to my sister's wedding. It just was not handmade by me. So I'll insert pictures of me and my family at the wedding, and the wedding was in Ensenada, Mexico, and that was fun. It was very beautiful there, and we had a good time. So anyway, it wasn't a complete fail. I did have a dress to wear to the wedding. I just didn't make it by hand. I wanted to share with you a couple of fun little souvenirs that I got in Mexico. I actually purchased this sweatshirt. I purchased 2 of them, but this is the one that I'm wearing today. And I got it because it was handmade in Mexico, and I was actually planning on making one. I bought a pattern. Most of you probably know which pattern I'm talking about. It recently dropped. I want to say it's a simplicity pattern, but to make one of these, but I saw handmade ones in Mexico and I haggled the price and got them for very inexpensive. So my husband, my sons, and myself, we all got one. I actually got 2. And so it's cozy and comfortable, and it is cotton on the inside, and it's got polyester yarn on the outside. Anyway, really cozy, really cute, and it has this hood on it. Now the hood is kind of pointy, but it's okay. I think it's fun, and it was nice to all have a similar souvenir. So I got these. And then I got a pair of huaraches, and I have actually ordered huaraches in the past and was very unhappy with the quality, so I sent them back. They were supposed to be authentic and handmade, made from beautiful leather, and they were terrible. So I went into a little shop in downtown Ensenada, and I found these beautiful huaraches, and as you can see, they have lots of colors, definitely screaming rainbow, which is what I'm all about, all the colors. So I'm really pleased with these. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. And now I'm trying to decide, will I make these house shoes so I get more wear out of them, since I don't wear shoes in my house normally. I have house shoes that are usually like slides. As a matter of fact, I'll show you, this is what they look like. I don't go completely barefoot, but these shoes never go outside. Or do I want to just save these for next summer and spring and wear them out in the world? I don't know, but they're beautifully made, really gorgeous leather. They smell so good because the leather is just so scrumptious. But I love these so much, and I'm so pleased to finally have a beautiful pair. And so yeah, gorgeous handmade shoes. We actually went to La Bufadora, which is a natural blowhole. And there were lots of shops lining that area where you go to see La Bufadora. And there was a place that was selling margaritas. And when I bought the margarita, I got to keep the glass for free, which is good because the margarita was kind of expensive. But it's a beautiful, beautiful glass. So this is going to be my iced tea glass. And I love it. So those are my little souvenirs that I got in Mexico. I plan to return to sewing for my fall capsule wardrobe this week. I think my sojo is coming back. I'm feeling a little better, better than I did for sure at the end of last week. So I think I'm going to return to sewing up my fall capsule wardrobe, and I'm excited to share with you my upcoming garments. If you haven't seen my other videos regarding the planning of my fall capsule wardrobe, please do check those videos out. You can also see the first 3 completed garments for that capsule. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't totally bum you guys out. I hope you understand and realize that I really did enjoy the patterns. I just didn't enjoy the results that I got. So I'm not speaking illy at all about the patterns themselves. They just weren't a good fit for me. And anyway, I hope you have a fantastic day, a wonderful week, and a wonderful start to November. This is my birthday week, friends. I'm so excited. My birthday's on the 10th, and hopefully I'll get to do something really fun this week. If nothing else, hopefully I'll make myself a really cool birthday garment. But I'll be talking to you soon. Please do come back to my channel and check out my video next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.